Good morning, my devotional friends. It is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021, and this is my very last day to be 70 years young. Kind of scary. I was really depressed about it yesterday. But, the alternative is you're already gone, so we must thank God for every year we get another year younger, right? Okay, so since today is August 3, and it looks like Mr. Bernhardt removed my paper clip the other day. I don't know where it's at. So, today's devotion is from Matthew 13:16 in the New Living. It says NLT. I guess that's the New Living Translation. Do you see and hear? Matthew 13:16. Blessed are your eyes, because they see, and your ears, because they hear. I don't remember that being in the Bible. Wonder why Jesus said that. That is really neat. Let's see what the author says today. Look beneath the surface of this verse. Have you surrendered control of your life to Jesus so that you can actually see His presence in your life and hear His voice speaking words of guidance and love to you? Seeing and hearing is spotty at best for those who struggle to give up control of their own lives. Seeing and hearing requires trusting and listening. This is so true. So true. You know, I told you, which way? I told you a few days back, I think it was, that the Lord has spoken to me in a still small voice that I was very, very certain was His, because my mind was on something completely different, in deep worry and despair over something, and then these visions or words would come to me, and I would know they weren't mine. I mean, if they'd been mine, I wouldn't have been upset to start with. And one of them was when my father was dying. My father was diagnosed just all of a sudden, out of the blue, completely unexpected, with lung cancer. We wouldn't even have known that, except that he was my dad was always doing dangerous things. He was not a careful person. His doctor said, "Do you have a death wish or something?" He was standing up in the back of his pickup bed with a chainsaw, trying to cut some branches down in a tree, and he fell out of the truck onto the ground. And so, of course, he was hurt from that. And he was 72 years old. And he went, not wanting to, of course, but Mother insisted, we insisted that he go to the ER. And so they did x-rays. Well, nothing was broken, but they found this large mass in his lung. And we were all just totally, totally shocked. I'm back. That wasn't a little allergy break. Sorry. So anyway, they found a large tumor in his lung. Mom called and told us, and we all kids, she has 4 kids, and all 4 of us went to the hospital. He lived, 100 miles away from us then. And we all went to the hospital, and we all went to see him. Actually, the first thing that happened was they found an aneurysm. An aneurysm someplace in his stomach or his intestine. I don't remember where it was, but they found the aneurysm first. And he wasn't going to do anything about it. So all of us kids came and said, "Yes, you are. You're going to let him remove it." And Daddy did not like doctors, did not like hospitals. He used to say, if you want to stay healthy, stay away from doctors and hospitals. He did not like them. So he said, okay, I'll have it removed. So then they did some more x-rays, I guess, to find out exactly where it was or how to remove it. You know, it's been years and years and years ago, so I'm sure I'm getting the story all wrong. But at some point, they called us all together in his hospital room and told us, your father has a large tumor in his lung, and we're pretty sure it's cancer. We are assigning a cancer doctor to him. And so they did. So we found out that he had only a short time to live, and Jerry and I had a home in Oklahoma City then, and so we emptied out the furniture in one of our bedrooms. We put a hospital bed in there and a commode in there, and we had a medical equipment store. And we moved Mom and Daddy into our home. And so we were taking care of Daddy. We hired hospice, the doctor ordered hospice for him. Daddy did not want chemo and radiation and all that stuff. It wouldn't have helped him anyway. And he believed he was going to be healed. So we brought him home to our house, and he rapidly got worse. I remember he was there for Christmas. I remember him laying on the couch, and Lindy, our little granddaughter, had just been born. I remember him laying on the couch, very sick. He could hardly walk then. And that was December, and I think he died that January. So it was very fast, and he'd already been with us a month or two. But my point is, Jesus telling me something. Well, right away, my siblings started bad-mouthing everything we did and how we did it. You're not doing this right, you're not doing that right. One sister said, you're killing him. If he was living with us, he would live, he would be healed. I'm like, oh, here he is. Here's his suitcase. Take him to live with you. Did they do that? Of course not. So they would come to visit. They would find all kinds of fault with what Mother and I were doing. And they would say, because Jerry and I thought, well, we need to make final plans for him. He had not made any plans for his estate planning or for dying. He and Mother, neither one had a will. And so we said, hey, Daddy, and this was at the beginning of the problems there, when he still was in his right mind. And we said, we need to go. Where would you like to go? So we went to the town where they lived, and we went to a lawyer, and we went to a funeral home, and we made all the arrangements for when he would die. He could live another 500 years. He could live as long as he wanted to, as long as God wanted him to. We weren't like saying, okay, you're going to die on January 10, whether you like it or not. But oh, were we attacked. We were attacked so much. Mom and Daddy owned some property. They owned 5 acres. It was about, 30, 40 miles away from where they lived, and Daddy bought it for an investment. Well, it turned out to just be a pain in the neck, and something renters would come and they would tear it all up and they'd move away and leave junk all over it, and it was a mess after a mess. And so Jerry and I went up there with Jerry's tractor, and Jerry worked all day long, all weekend long, making the land nice, going around and smoothing out all of the dirt and all the hills, and we picked up all of the dirt, all of the garbage, and made the place really neat again. And then we put it up for rent. And we were able to rent it to a couple, and we did it personally, not to me and Jerry, but to Mother. Mother had a lease with these people, and they were supposed to be purchasing, and I guess they did eventually purchase it, but it was you all know how when you stay someplace and the money you pay for it goes to purchase it later. I don't remember what it's called, but I did then. Anyway, she was making 12.5% interest. 12.5%, y'all. That was a really, really good deal that Jerry and I did for her. Oh my goodness, we were stealing her land. We were taking away her land. How dare us go over there and take away her land? It was just unbelievable. Attack after attack after attack from my Christian siblings. Unbelievable, 2 of them especially. So I laid in bed one night, and I was just crying and sobbing. It was 2 a.m. and I did this many nights, just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing, because I knew my heart. I knew I loved my father. I knew I was doing what we thought was best for him. Jerry was a pharmacist. We had this medical equipment. He had nurses, and he was being taken very good care of. And I was just sick. I was just heartbroken that my siblings were being so cruel about it. You're killing him. You're killing him. You don't know what you're doing. So I was laying there at 2 a.m. and I was just saying, God, I don't know what to do. I just hate this. It's so stressful. Why can't this be different? Why can't my siblings help me instead of attack me? And I was just crying and crying and crying. And the Lord said to me so clearly that I quit crying. I got up out of bed. I went out into the living room. I sat in a chair. I got a pen and a pad, and I wrote down this simple phrase God said to me at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. He said to me, I knew every day before he lived it. I know every day He has left. There is nothing for you to do but praise me. That's what God said to me. I knew every day before he lived it. I know every day he has left. There is nothing for you to do but praise me. I cannot tell you how that set me free. Okay, fine. This sibling thinks I'm doing everything wrong. This sibling thinks I'm killing him. But hello, this is Almighty God telling me it's okay. Quit worrying. Quit crying. Let it go. You're not in charge. You keep thinking you're in charge, Joy, but you're not in charge at all. I'm in charge. So, beautiful, wonderful, fabulous. Thank God that he met me there. All right, my dear friends, that's talking about seeing and hearing the voice of Almighty God. And it really does happen, because I've told you 2 times it's happened. I haven't told you the 3rd time yet. But really, really wonderful when you hear the voice of God and you recognize that that's what it is. I'll let you go for now, but you know I'll be back tomorrow on my birthday for another devotion. See you then.